Hey, butterflies, and welcome back to Alchemy Doctress with me, Doctress Monica Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes on the channel. It is always appreciated. And a major shout out to all the channel members as well as the members over on my website and the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation. Shout out to those of you all who have signed up for the 22-day subconscious reset. Registration is closed for those who are interested in joining the morning sessions, but late registration is open still for those who are interested in joining the evening sessions. I couldn't have late registrations for the morning sessions just because of the process that we're going through, but the evening sessions are open for you to have that late registration. Because I had a few people ask me. So I want to get into this conversation, y'all. It's something about always being the one that, y'all, the butterflies always come as soon as I start recording. It's something about always being the one that got away. You know, we live in a world that want women to feel bad for being single or not having a man. Like, having a man is the biggest thing that you can have. I mean, for some people, I don't know, having a man and get married is the biggest success that they can reach. But for me, that's the lowest level of success. Okay, there's so much more to obtain outside in life but a man. It's easy to get a man. Okay, easy to get a man. I can go outside right now and find a man and get his phone number. Okay, but it's making me think about those who have standards, who don't accept the BS, who don't fall for the tricks and the games and things of that nature. They're usually always the one who they're walking away, chronically single, but their exes are continuously thinking about them. I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about how I have a few exes who I'm the one who got away. And these men went on and got into new relationships. Two of them married, and they still talk about how they messed up with me. Still. And the sad thing about it is that I know that if I wanted them to take care of me and do X, Y, and Z, they would do that while still having a wife. And so whole time the wife is thinking that she's won something, but that man is still for the one that he never got, you know what I'm saying, done with. And it's something about being the one who always being the one who got away. Society wants you to feel bad. Okay? But the reality is because you're not, like, when you stay in situations that are not good for you, you're the one who inherits the stress. You start having depression, your body start going through issues. Then you get caught up in situations that you can't get rid of, right? Not all the time, but it can happen a lot. Being the one that got away, honestly, is a badge of honor. Why would I want to be with someone who still thinks about an ex that left them? But that's what happens quite often. They compare the next person to that person. I have an ex who every birthday they write me a personalized poem and sing me a song. That man is married. Sometimes being the one that got away, it can be easy to be in this sense of like feeling, lonely sometimes, or wondering, is it something wrong with you? But you got to realize the way that we've been raised up on dating and viewing relationships, people, men, women, we've been in delusion. Social media has put us into this energy of delusion. So you find yourself out here looking at people who are couple goals, and whole time they're a marketing ploy. Whole time they don't even really live together. Whole time they're a part of an acting agency. you're not losing anything from getting away. And what I need you to understand is that when you are so confident in yourself and you're okay with walking away with nothing, well, it ain't even really walking away with nothing because you're walking away with yourself. You're choosing yourself, right? But you're walking away with nothing extra from you. Especially if you were one of the people who were raised up on, I've never known a man to be raised up to be seeking a marriage and children. I've never known a man to be raised up. Women typically are the ones who are raised up with that mindset. And that typically came from the older mindsets from the women who marriage was their form of survival. So, the same way on how they say cats trick humans into being domesticated because they saw becoming pets as being a way of survival. So, when they be like, my little kitten and all this other jazz, is deeper than a kink, okay? But the psychology behind being the one that got away, it's like your mark is left on people, especially when it's someone who didn't expect you to walk away. They didn't expect you to be done. They expected you to put up with the same things that everyone else will put up. And so it could be so easy to feel hurt or sad because someone didn't treat you right, right? But then they get with the next person. So this is how it goes. Let me tell y'all the game, okay? This is how it goes. Auntie Mo has been, look, Auntie Monica, actually, we ain't even gonna say Auntie Mo, Auntie Monica, okay, has seen it all, done it all, okay? I done lived life, unfortunately, seeing a lot in my childhood up into adulthood. And the thing is that because I've seen this happen with like men in my family and they do this. So y'all have issues, you stand on business, walk away, right? They get into the next relationship and it looks like the next relationship they're giving them everything that you wanted. It's a game. They're trying to impress you. Yeah. They're doing that because they want you to feel like you are missing something. Like something is wrong with you. That's why they didn't do this for you. But the whole time they're doing it for the next person because they want your attention. That next person going through hell too, or they about to go through hell. No one changes overnight. When people say people change who they want to change for, that's a red flag because we should only be changing for ourselves. If someone is changing something for you, that is a transactional change. And just like how they change for you in that way, they can change back. They can change back because it's not based on a grounded sense of reality. You get what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of those relationships and stuff in the beginning, they do all this X, Y, and Z because they want to prove to their ex that nothing is wrong with them, that they can do all this. They just weren't the one to do it. Okay. And then later on down the line, you come to find out that the one who felt like they won over you, they went through hell. They went through cheating. They went through diseases. They went through having a baby on them. They went through becoming unpaid labor. The best relationship we can have is the relationship we have with ourselves. When you have a strong relationship with yourself, you'll know when someone else is coming into your life or trying to come into your life if they're even on your level. Because if they can't even treat you to the same level of how you treat you, why are they in your life? Why do you want them there? How are they enriching what you're already doing for yourself? So, for example, people will say this, right? So, me, I take myself on dates, right? When I go to certain places, I like the nice things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to pay for the convenience of it, right? If I'm willing to pay for the convenience of things and like be at these nice things, all the other jazz for myself, a date from a man with something that's less than what I would take myself does not impress me. If I wouldn't even take myself there, if I wouldn't even give myself that experience, why would I accept that from someone else? I prefer to have someone else who's on the same level as me and understand the same experiences as me. Now, you will have people who will try to gaslight you and manipulate you and be like, oh, well, why are you expecting them to be da 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 da? You need to just accept and be. Why do I need to just accept something that's not even to my standard? So that's like me saying, I have a job, I'm making X, Y, and Z amount of money. Okay. So from that job and making X, Y, and Z of money, another job is coming in and they're like, oh, and come in, you should come work over here, like da da da. But it's less benefits, the income is less. I'm supposed to just be excited for the company. That's for people who don't know how to be alone, who don't love themselves enough, like they don't see themselves as being whole and they feel like someone else completes them. And that's how we get caught up in situations when we feel like there's someone else out there who can complete us. No one can complete us but us. So it's like when you're the one who got away, and if you are a one who got away, let me know in the comments, honey, where my village at, okay? But as the one who got away, I need you to understand that they're going to do certain things or certain campaigns to try to make you lose your confidence because they couldn't break your confidence in the connection. So if they couldn't break your confidence in the connection with their bare minimum and you decide to walk away, they're going to try to break your confidence in another way. Okay? If you made it to this part of the reading or this conversation, I won't even say it's a reading, it's more of a channel message conversation. You have someone who sees you as the one who got away. Be glad you got away. It may look like people have changed. It may have looked like people have evolved or grown or whatever the case is. But there's so much joy and beauty in being the one that got away. Your skin gets clearer, your body gets more banging, less stress. Because what you're going to understand is that when you're the one who's consistently like leaving or certain situations, people will try to turn it on you and be like, oh, well, what's wrong with you? Or obviously something must be wrong with you if you can't find nobody. Da, da, da. It's not the sense of finding someone, it's the sense of people not being on the level of my oh, well, you shouldn't have expectations and standards with a person. So I'm just supposed to let people be in my life just to be in my life? Especially when your energy is valuable. You know what I'm saying? When you know you have valuable energy, when you know that you have a lot to offer, you have a lot to give. You don't just let people be in your presence. Your presence is a gift. You get what I'm saying? Your presence is a gift. And if you're not coming into my life with your presence being a gift, what are we here for? Don't let that whole, oh, it's who you pick, what you pick. No, you're just doing good vetting. Okay? You're doing good vetting. Keep vetting these people. Don't let people talk you into, oh, well, what they be saying, compromise. Eartha Kitt said it better, compromise. I'm supposed to compromise myself for a man? You're meant to be an addition to my life. The same way how I'm an addition to your life. Ladies, fellas, because there are some fellas who are the one who got away too. I'm not going to say that it's not. But I need you to understand. Take pride in being the one that got away. Be proud of yourself that you saw through the issues and the problems. Be proud of yourself that you loved yourself enough to be like, this really ain't hitting for what it's trying to hit for. Being by yourself is not bad when you love who you're around. I'm going to say it again. Being by yourself is not bad when you love who you're around. And a lot of times, us as women for sure, we seek relationships and romance, but what we really need is community and friendships. I always see it as a red flag when women be like, I don't really like women like that. I get along better with men. That's a dangerous woman. That means she does not have balance within her own feminine energy and she's still operating in brokenness. There's nothing better than women friendships. And that doesn't mean that you have to talk every day, all day. But having that woman friendship there to help keep you, you know what I'm saying, balanced and in check, and you can just be yourself. I think a lot of us were pushed into, well, I thank God for my grandmother. If it wasn't for my grandmother, my life would probably be totally different. She always would tell me, books before boys and babies. Go get your education, travel the world first. My autistic ass took it very literal when she said that, when she told me that. Okay. Did it so well and so good. I don't settle at all. I'm a leaver. When I feel like this time is done, it's time to go. Okay. No, I'm not gonna go into this slow burn energy. No, I'm not about to. No, you're not about to sit here and drain my energy. Either we're going to be intentional with learning each other, seeing what's going on, or it's not going to work. And that's why most times the best connections that work are the ones that you meet in a non romantic setting. And even then, that can turn into some stuff because I had a friend who they were friends with this guy for a while. They were really good, and then they end up trying a relationship. Yeah, they're not friends anymore. So there is a fine line between, even with connecting with your friends and stuff, right? Because some people are not the same when it comes to romantic relationships. Um, but if you are the one who got away from a connection, I applaud you. I applaud you. I applaud you for knowing your worth, choosing yourself, and not settling. The fact that they call getting married and all that settling in the first place, and I get what they're saying, like you're settling, you're being okay with what you got, right? But if what you got doesn't even measure to what you have by yourself, it's kind of like that brings your value down. And you don't have to accept that. You don't have to accept that. And don't let anyone tell you that you have to accept it. So, for example, if you want someone who has a certain type of mentality, you don't have to accept anything that's less than that. Because they'll be quick to say, choose better, choose better. Okay, they're always going to have society and the internet is always going to have something to say. And that's why I always say that the internet is very dangerous when it comes to dating. It's a dangerous playground because it depends on who you're listening to and which algorithm you're in. Okay. And as someone who has tapped in with all of the algorithms on top of my own personal and professional experience, there's a lot of people who are in relationships and connections who regret it or they hate that they're in it, but they choose to keep making the best out of it. There's a lot of people who are single and happy. Yeah, there are a lot of people who are single and happy. Allow yourself to create your story. Allow yourself to create your story. But as soon as you see that something is not up to the standards of what you would want for someone to enter into your life, why stay there? Because 9 times out of 10, that person, they're going to do everything that you wanted for them to do with the next person so that they can prove to themselves that they're not the problem. But the thing is that they won't be able to keep it up. They can only keep it up for so long. And they'll keep the image up, but then they'll start doing other stuff in the background. Okay. Now, can people change over time? Yeah. Can people grow over time? Yeah. They can, but don't base your whole connection with that person off of the potential of that change. We have to treat people by what we see in front of us. What are they showing you right now? So if you're not in a healthy space, because there's a difference between, being with a healthy relationship and it's not, in this toxic type of vibe. Like, that's totally understandable. But you'll know the difference between when someone is like trying to drag you along within something or it's like an authentic energy. I really think somebody live in that van. Hmm. So, for the fellow butterflies who are the ones who got away, stand in your power and know that you are the shit. Being the one that got away is not such a horrible thing. Sometimes it's exactly what your higher self and you needed to remind you of who you are. So I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for tapping into this message. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Check out my membership programs on YouTube and the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation. And I do look forward to seeing you all